Well, hi there. I'm so glad that you stopped by. Step inside and let me show you our new home. So the first place I'd like to welcome you to is our entryway. And as you can see behind me, we have a spiral staircase that goes up to kind of like a landing up top where there's a window looking out onto the roof. And we also have a small closet for shoes and coats and other storage here. But overall, what I really love about this space is just how bright and open it is. You've got the high ceilings, and then you've got windows to the outside, and you've also got windows from the entryway that look through to the inside of the house. So overall, it just really gives this feeling of space and lightness, and I really appreciate that. So as we go around, you're probably going to see some outdated areas like this carpet that is very orange. So definitely gonna have to do some work around this place to get it fixed up, but I'm super excited to tackle these projects. The closet here in the entryway has pretty good space. I definitely think that we can fit a good amount of shoes and coats in here. There's also another small closet down where you come in from the garage. So until we move into the home and have lived here for a while, I'm not sure if we're going to be using this closet or the lower level closet instead, but we'll kind of have to see which entryway we're using the most and then organize our shoes and coats accordingly. Okay, moving now from the entryway, we're gonna step through this door area of the house, and as you can see, it's very open. This is the kitchen over here. That's kind of an interesting architectural detail, and it has some really nice high cathedral ceilings with exposed beams that I really love the natural light pouring in. By the way, hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Marissa and this is A to Zen Life, where I talk about the A to Z of simplifying your way to a life you love. So be sure and hit the subscribe button if that sounds like your jam. And I'm so excited to share this video today with you because those of you who have been following me for a while know that we have been hunting for a home for over a year now. We repatriated over the summer back to the USA from Germany, where we also own a home, and we are now renting that home out. But we started looking for houses even before we came over here. And let's just say things didn't quite go as expected. And if you're interested in hearing about our house hunting struggles and the brutal realities of home buying in the USA, make sure to comment below with a house emoji or the word share down in the comment section below. And maybe I can make a video with my husband and I talking about some of the things that we went through that made the house buying process kind of a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie. So let me know if you're interested in seeing that video. So to share a little bit more about the house, it's a little bit of a fixer-upper, and some of the details in the home are a little bit out of date, as you're going to see as we go through. But we knew that when we found it, and I instantly fell in love with the natural wood and the high ceilings and the great lighting. So we do plan on doing some renovations, which is why I wanted to show you what the house looked like before we got into it. So this area that we're standing in right now is the dining room. And as you can see, the floor is tile, which is okay, but we're not a huge fan of the particular tile that is down in here. And we are planning to change it out eventually, maybe when we do a kitchen renovation, but not so sure about that either. As you can see, it's got a lot of holes and texture, and my experience with cleaning tiles like this is that they tend to get dirty and then be really difficult to clean. Like, this is not something that you can just go over with a Swiffer and expect it to be clean. So like I said, we're gonna have to decide if and when we want to switch out these tiles, and I am like not very great at interior design. So if you have experience with that, let me know what kind of color tile you would put down here instead of this particular tile, if you know something about tile, because I certainly don't.
You know me, when it comes to furniture, I'm not trying to add a whole lot into this space, so we're probably just going to put a dining room table over here in front of this window, and maybe even an extendable table, so whenever we have guests over, we can accommodate and host them easier, because we have made quite a few friends since we've moved here a year ago, which is fantastic. And then the other thing I was thinking about is putting a nice sideboard over here against one of the walls to store things like the boys' artwork and craft supplies, just like we did back in our other home, because often what they're doing is they're doing their crafts and homework at the dining room table.
So let's step into the kitchen and I'll show you what that looks like. So moving through these double doors into the kitchen, I think that the first thing that you'll notice is how much storage there is in this kitchen. Like, wow, can you believe it? And one of the cool things about these kitchen cabinets is that they're real wood, like solid wood. And they are so sturdy. I'm not a huge fan of the color. Like, I think that this is red oak, and I'm not really a huge fan of the reddish color in this kitchen. So we might have to see if we can either tone the red down a little bit, or like I said, potentially do a full kitchen renovation. Another thing I really love about this kitchen is the layout, because there is just so much space. I love having the kitchen island. I love the big windows that let in a ton of natural light and look out to the green yard. And I love the space. But what I don't love is this blue tile backsplash. This is another detail that I think kind of makes this house look a little bit dated. Even if we don't do a full-scale renovation, I want to switch that to something that's a little bit lighter, a little bit more modern, and just going to brighten it up in here and make it, like I said, look a little bit less dated. Now, the counters are white quartz or white quartz. I can't remember which one. I have it written down somewhere, I think. But you can see that there's a little bit of staining on this countertop here. I'm not sure what happened, but obviously, you know, that's something that will probably need to be addressed in the future. I do love that we've got a huge sink here, and it's almost like a double sink. Like, there's one side that's a little bit bigger and then the other side is a little bit smaller. But I've been used to small sinks, and I've always really wanted to have a big sink where I could do the dishes. And so I'm excited that I finally have a nice big sink. And maybe if we do a kitchen renovation, I could make even like a bigger sink here, like a double wide sink. That's my dream. Another reason that I love this kitchen is that it has an electric cooktop. Up until now, all of the houses that we had seen were gas cooktops, and I used to be someone who said I would never want to have an electric cooktop. But then once I experienced how easy it was to use and clean when we lived in Germany, I was a total convert. And the stove that we've been using for the past year in the townhouse that we've been renting is a gas cooktop. So I'm really excited to get back to an induction style cooktop, because I've just found it so much easier to keep clean and manage and cook with. On the other side of the island, there's also this really interesting area that has like a pantry area with extra storage, and then a place for a chair, and even an extra small sink, and more cabinets, uppers and lowers. And I think this is kind of supposed to be like a family command center area. And I really like having that extra space. But now here you can see, I think clearer, how it is open over the top of the kitchen all the way around. So it's not quite an open kitchen, and it's not quite a closed kitchen either. So definitely let me know down in the comment section below, if it was you, would you open this kitchen up so that it was completely open to the dining room and the hallway and then the living room on the other side? Or would you want to keep the original layout and have this section kind of right here? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. So heading back out of the kitchen, I want to take you into the living room, but first, I think you'll notice that we have kind of a pole going up here, and that provides structural support to the upper level, but it's kind of a weird place to have a pole. It's kind of giving me flashbacks to the pole dancing class that I took when it was my bachelorette party along with my bridesmaids in Chicago, which was super fun, but super hard, let me tell you. So heading past the pole and down the stairs, then we're going to come to my favorite space in the home, which is this dropped living room that we've got here. And it's got a
fireplace, and it's a wood burning fireplace. You can see over there, that's where you're supposed to stack the firewood. The sellers have been living here for 30 years, and they had quite a bit of large audio stereo equipment that they no longer needed since they were downsizing their home. So they had been selling it off, but they weren't done when we purchased the house. So they asked us if we just wanted to keep the equipment that was in here. And I said, heck yeah, I've sold a ton of stuff on eBay. Why not? And apparently this is some pretty high-end audio equipment here. So I'm interested to see how it will go with selling this kind of stuff online and how much money we can recoup from that. And you'll probably notice that there are some boards scattered all over the floor. And that's because we are planning on changing out the carpet for hardwood flooring. And these are some floor samples that our floor guy brought by, and then my kids were using it to play like hopscotch and skipping around as we were hanging out here the other day. So that's why it's on the floor all messed up like that. And then from the living room, we're going to step out onto this beautiful sun porch, which is another one of the features that I just absolutely loved in this house. I don't even know how high the ceilings are in here. They are insanely high, but I love the wood and I love the windows to the outside, and it's got such a great view of the yard and the greenery. And I feel like being in this room really makes you feel like you're one with nature. And nature is very, very loud right now. In case you didn't know, we're in Chicago, and we're having a double outbreak or whatever they call it of cicadas, and the cicadas are insanely loud. They're like calling outside right now as we speak. And then over here in the middle of the sun porch, there is actually a hot tub. I think the owners probably had it because they were older and it was to help with their arthritis. As you can see, it's submerged into the floor, but they haven't used it for 10 years or so. So we're questioning whether or not we want to leave that or take it out. It seems like it's in really good condition. Like, although it's really old, it's super clean, but I think it would be kind of interesting to have a hot tub out here on the sun porch. Now down here past the hot tub, we have another sliding door that leads in to the master bedroom, but we're actually going to go back through the living room and then go around the other way. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention in the living room is that we do plan on installing lights in the ceiling. So it's called like canless lighting or canned or canless lighting or whatever, because we've just got these kind of like strobe lights now. And I am someone who does not like having floor lamps. My husband also doesn't like that as well. So we're gonna have them put in the ceiling lights to help brighten things up at night. So that's another one of the renovations that we have planned in the near future. Okay, so if you come up the stairs back into this dining room and then head through this door, you're going to go into the master bedroom, and there is a nice little closet here, like a hallway closet for some extra storage space, which is nice. Like I said, we're going to be putting ceiling lights up there. There is a fan, but no light on the fan. So definitely need to get some lighting into this room. Like I said, we're also going to be changing out the carpets. We're going to put in hardwood floors so that it's just easier to clean and maintain. I'm also not a huge fan of these curtains, and I'm not sure what I'm going to switch them out for yet. But the color and the pattern, I think, just make this room feel a little bit darker than it needs to. And they're a little bit dusty and out of date. So that's something that we're going to be looking into changing and decluttering in the future. Here we have the walk-in closet for the main bedroom, which as you can see is really, really large. There's just a ton of storage space on either side. I'm not sure how we're going to divide it, whether we're going to have my husband on one side and me on the other or what. But I do like that there are so many places where we can not only stack things, but also hang things. Okay, so heading out of the walk-in closet, then across from there is the main bathroom. And what I love about this is, again, there's just tons of natural lighting, tons of windows at the top, and it's just so bright.
even without putting on the lights, it's so bright in here. Now, one thing that's interesting that I'm not used to is this, which I think is a bidet. I'm not sure how I feel about it right now. There's the regular toilet, of course. I really, really like the mirrors here. There's a lot of mirrors on every side, and the stone countertop is really, really nice. And there's tons of storage in the cabinets down here. And then also, if you step up to the mirror, there's also hidden storage behind the mirror as well. So I know that we're not going to have any shortage of storage in this bathroom here. I'm also really, really happy that we again have under mounted sinks, because we have been living in a rental that has above mounted sinks, and they're just such a pain to clean. So I really find these a lot easier to clean and take care of. And then over here, we step into the shower area, and this shower area is using the same tile that's located in the dining room, and that's the floor in there. And it's got windows up here, which is nice. And then it's actually got 2 shower heads, one on either side, or is it 3 shower heads? I guess maybe 3 if you count this handheld thing, which my husband has been missing. So if you come out of the bathroom, then you can walk down this hallway, which attaches to a den that we're probably going to convert to an office space for my husband. But I just want to direct your attention to this amazing floor to ceiling wood built-in here on the side, which I instantly fell in love with when I saw in the listing photos, and then even more so in person. Like I said, the previous owners were really into music, and before on these shelves, they had a ton of audio and stereo equipment, almost the entire height all the way up, and it's still in this room. Like, you can see it literally on the tables here, and they decided to leave it for us to sell so that they didn't have to deal with it themselves. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to put on these shelves. We're thinking to make this space my husband's office area, because obviously I work from home as a YouTuber, and he's also gone to hybrid work where he goes into the office part of the week and then stays and works from home during the other part of the week. Also, not sure what happened to the carpet down in here, but that's yet another reason that we want to switch it out for hardwood floors as soon as possible. So this is the second floor landing, and from this landing you can either go one way or the other, and on each side there is a large bedroom and a bathroom. So on one side you have this bathroom, and on the other side you have this bathroom, and then this is one of the 2 bedrooms that go off of the landing. So let's step in here, and as you can see, there's some really nice windows that go across this room, and it's got 2 closets, one on this side and then also one on this side over here. So we're actually thinking of having our boys share a bedroom for a while, and then turning the other bedroom into a guest/entertainment area, because we do want to have family come and visit us. And especially because my husband's family has to come from Germany, it would be nice if we had some place where they could stay when they do come to visit. So like I said, these bathrooms are basically almost mirror images of each other. However, one thing that's different is that in this bathroom, you have a shower, and then in the other bathroom, you have a bathtub. But what's really nice is that they're big enough bathrooms that both of our boys can either share them, or if they want to have each their own bathroom later when they're a little bit older, they could do that too. Okay, so now if we come out of the bathroom and into the hallway, we're going to turn this way and go into the other bedroom. And this bedroom is very similar to the other bedroom. I think it is a little bit smaller, and it's got double doors leading on to a balcony that is not in very good condition right now, so I'm not going to show you. And then it's also got some closets over here on these walls. Now heading down to this area, down the stairs, this door leads to the garage, and there is a bathroom down here that actually does have its own, blinding. It actually does have its own shower, and that's going to be really, really handy when the guys come home from the park, because one of the reasons that we bought this house is because it's in my dream neighborhood where there's a ton of parks and play spaces for the kids. But there are some sandy areas, and so they do tend to come home pretty dirty. So this is really, really great for washing them off like the little doggies that they are when they're outside playing around. Now, the door that you see here, this is the other closet that I was talking about, because if we come in from the garage that's here, I think we're going to be making use of this closet a lot. So hopefully we can fit the shoes and the coats that we need to inside. Again, we're going to have to wait until we actually move in and see which entryway and which closets we're using more in practice. And then moving out of this hallway, then we walk into this lower level. And instead of a basement, we have this area. And I actually like it more than a basement because you've got these great windows that are coming in. And we're thinking to put like maybe a ping pong table or some recreation stuff down here for the boys and just kind of making it their play area. When we were looking at homes, my husband was obsessed with basements. Like that was one of the most important things to him, was that he wanted to have a house with a really nice basement. But I think that this is a really good compromise because it's still a lower level that's kind of removed from the rest of the home. So the kids can kind of come down here and be as loud as they want. And it gives you a separation of space that's really nice if you want some quiet and your kids want to hang out with their friends. And then also on the lower level, if you come through this doorway, you are going to find the laundry room, which is honestly the nicest laundry room I've ever had. We have a washer and a dryer in here. And then we have this really nice built-in area that has a sink and then also some windows to the outside. So I think I'm really going to enjoy doing laundry in here because it's just good vibes all around. Honestly, there's more I could show you, and we didn't even get to the garage, but unfortunately the battery on my camera is dying and I didn't bring an extra, so my bad. But please be sure and hit the like button if you haven't already, and subscribe to my channel. Or if you're interested in finding out more about us or how to get started simplifying your life, make sure to go check out this video, or I'll see you next week. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.